What's up, guys? Boogie back again, man. Shout out to MTR Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews at the real MTR on YouTube, man. He inspires me. Good content, good perspectives. But in one of his live streams recently, this lady called in and she was holding women accountable, right? She wasn't. She was talking that she was standing on business, as people like to say. Now, obviously, we have seen so many times when a woman holds other women accountable, they call her a pick me or they attack her. They don't like being men can't hold women accountable. So best believe if a woman tries it, she's gonna get attacked and called a pick me, and she's breaking the sisterhood or sister code and stuff like that. But let's get into it. And she tried to shoot her shot at my boy. Let's see if he fell for it.
I get so much like slack because I'm like a traditional kind of woman, and I feel
Uh-oh. Damn. There's like Hi there.
hello, how are you?
I'm doing exceptionally well. Do you consider yourself an MTR?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. All right. What do you got for me today?
So I feel like modern women today are delusional.
Oh,
I feel like you cannot be over like 200 pounds trying to make requests like that. Like, oh, your man has to make this much, or he needs to do this for me. Like, how do you qualify for that?
I actually kind of disagree with her. You know why? Because I say you can require and have all the kind of standards that you want. The real question is, do you qualify and will you get those things? It's one thing to require whatever you want to require, have standards as high as the mountaintop. But are you going to get what you think you require? That's a different question.
Or it's like the boss babe today is like crazy. It's like, I don't know. I get so much like slack because I'm like a traditional kind of woman, and I feel
uh-oh. Go, keep
I
going.
know. I feel like men and women are not equal. It's like God didn't make us that way, and it's crazy how this mindset. It's like pollution.
So let me try to paraphrase and summarize as well. So what you're saying is that not having a focus on something that may make you form fit within relationship for most men should disregard you from having high requirements from those very same men.
Correct. So you can't be overweight and then have an attitude problem. You have to pick one.
Pick a struggle.
Yeah, it doesn't match up, and then it's like you
Pick a
make more
struggle.
than him. Yeah, and then it's like, okay, so not working out, that means you don't care about yourself, but you're gonna like overeat, so it doesn't make any sense. So
It
you
Go ahead.
can't you don't qualify for a high value man, if I would say.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, personally, like I said, I don't care about people's requirements and standards. Men and women, as a man, if you're broke and you think you're gonna get an IG model kind of girl, or Victoria's Secrets type of model, a very beautiful woman, that's on you. The delusion is yours. You can require whatever you want. You can have all the standards and think you deserve something. But are you gonna get it? That's for you to answer. Probably not, you know. So for me, the women can have all the standards they want. The men can have all the standards they want. But at the end of the day, life is gonna teach us that, hey, listen, I don't care what you want, but if you don't deserve it, you won't get it.
I tried to break it down as nicely as what I could for the
Well, no, you have
last
to be
young lady.
truthful.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I got to be truthful at the end of the day. It does get you out the running for most men. But it's interesting to see, like we see all the time women that are overweight, obese up on this show, and then they'll pop on a guy because he's short, right? The weight is something that you can change, but the height is not something that he can actively change. We see a lot of these modern women just left swiping on guys for the most frivolous things. So I understand what you're saying. And I like to summarize it like this. If you're unable or unwilling to eat in a way to control your body, right, it doesn't make you a good purveyor of choices and decisions within your life or how you treat other people. It doesn't, right? And I've thought about ideas like this in the past to the degree of like, unless like your whole family's big and it's normalized, right? Like, and then you just think of it as normal, but outside of that, right? Like you're doing disservice to your body, right? Like our bodies are not meant to eat as many calories what we do in a day and then sit down for as long as what we do in that same very day, right? We're bigger than we have ever been, but then our
Right.
hearts are exploding out of our chest at the highest rate that they ever had, right? So it's definitely an issue and a problem. Now, health aside, having high requirements while also having a high waistline, I agree with you, can be
Yeah,
abhorrent
and
work.
I'm not a feminist. I think that movement is a scam. I feel like it did damage to the female race. So
Mm,
just putting that out there. Yeah.
yeah.
I wasn't raised that way. So
Are you
I mean, I agree. You know, if even for men, like if you're not in shape, it's kind of ridiculous and delulu, as people like to say, to want someone who's in shape. But at the end of the day, we are human beings. So even if we don't deserve something, we're going to have a desire for it. So I'm not shocked if a man who's broke desires the most beautiful woman, or if a woman who's not in shape wants a man who's in shape. So people, as humans, at the core, we're going to want, even if we can't achieve it, even if we don't even deserve it, even if we have not worked for it, we like the easy way out as human beings. But like I said before, life is going to remind you that, hey, I don't care what you want. I don't care about the standards that you got. You're only going to get what you deserve, what you've worked for. Because at the end of the day, relationships are work. In other words, if I'm as a man, sure, I cannot control my height, but I can control being in shape, looking well groomed, dressing well. I can control making money. So I can work on things I can control. So if I don't work on those things, women are probably not going to choose me. So at the end of the day, that's why I'm saying relationships are work. So you put in the work before you meet the person that you want. Because if you meet the person that you want, but you didn't put in the work, they can't just like you for you. They have to like something about you, and usually it starts with the physical.
are you in the Discord server?
no.
Hey, listen, you need to send me an email. I want to get you in the Discord server. There's lovely young ladies that are back up in there, and they have conversations like this as well. Email is available in any of my videos. How long you been watching my content?
For years now, since like Kevin Samuels.
That's what's up. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. R.I.P. I loved him.
R.I.P. to the GOAT.
I agree with everything he said.
Mm-hmm.
She looks
You
good.
have
R.I.P.
to know
to the
your
GOAT.
place. Yeah, you have to know your place. There's a place for men and there's a place for women, and that's it. It's
Talk
very
to him.
simple. Yeah.
Talk to him.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah, I don't know where she got the. I know she's a woman, but I gotta say this. I don't know where she got the balls to say this. To come for the feminist and for women like this, try to hold them accountable. Because these days, man, they're gonna call it pick me first of all. All right, they're gonna call it pick me, and then they're gonna say, if you know all these things and you're saying things men like to hear, why don't you have a man? Why aren't you married? That's another thing. And then probably they may say she's reformed, she used to be a bad girl, now turned good. They may say those are kind of all the insults I can see already that they're probably going to make about her.
a perfect balance once everyone knows their place. It's yeah, it's God, the man, women, and the kids, and that's cool. You don't have to be equal to a man. Why do I want to be like a man?
Do
Why do I
you
want to do that?
do you what portion of the country that are you in? Okay, you're. I didn't know if you want to get that specific, but
Yeah,
nevertheless,
it's
though.
fine.
So, from your perspective, is it difficult for you to find a man with a similar mindset as that? Because I would argue that
Good
most
question.
of the MT Army Savages, have this type of mindset in their mind. Do you think that it's difficult to find that type of man with that mindset today?
So I'm running into men that are older than me, like way older, like 25 years older than me. And they're okay with like settling down, but not right now. Some of them just got out of like marriages and like already have kids. I don't have kids, so I don't want someone with kids.
Yeah, sure.
Like I wouldn't be the person to give someone a child for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a certain way I want to raise them, and
Mm-hmm.
when someone already has a child, that could be difficult. But it's not difficult. I do get approached often, but people look at the outside,
Mm-hmm.
so they think I'm a certain way, and then when I speak, they're like, what? Like, okay, you might be a bit too much, if
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
I'm surprised that she's saying that she meets men, and when she speaks the way she speaks, men get surprised. Which I kind of understand because very few women speak like her. And that's why I said when they speak the way she's speaking, men either going to think she's faking it, she's trying to massage their ego, or she's trying to get something. You know what I mean? So for me, my advice would be to, rather than telling them your beliefs, you know, maybe just act. Because it's one thing to say, you know, make traditional roles, this and this, men should do these, women should be submissive, and this and that. It's another thing to actually act it out. So I think most guys may have an issue because of the way she may speak about those things, but she may not be doing it in action. Now, obviously, I do not know her, but she just said that the guys she meets that are kind of in her, you know, age range are kind of shocked when she speaks the way she speaks. But that's because most women don't speak like her. You know what I mean? Because either they are not traditional, they don't care for traditions, you know, or maybe they just act it out and they don't speak, you know, highly of traditional roles the way she is.
So I'm like, okay, maybe I should just like filter it.
What do you mean a bit too much? What do you mean? Because you don't
Like,
appear a bit too much the way when we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
so they'll tell me that, like, why are you thinking too much? Or you need to get with the times, or women.
Oh, because you got an old soul. You got an old soul. It's like more classic. It's more traditional, right? Like if
Yeah.
I go up to your IG, I'm not gonna see pictures of you twerking with your tongue hanging out,
Oh
grabbing
my
your
god!
titties.
I just wanted you to look at it so you can tell me if I like give whore vibes, because I'm
Whole
always
vibe.
like, I'm always like,
With
oh my god, he's
pleasure.
so right. It's
Whole
Gonzalez,
vibes?
Gon.
Hold on. Oh, I found you. Let's take a look at you.
Let's go through her Instagram, MTR. Let's get it.
Ooh.
I was like, is it too much? I've literally had to take photos down because I was like, okay, it's not giving off the right vibe. Like it was giving off a little fast, and then I was like, okay, maybe this is okay.
5,000 followers.
She
Following
looks good.
256. Gonzalez, 94. Let's take a look at you. Looks like you like to travel. Okay. Okay.
Classy, huh?
All right.
Look
All
at
right.
that.
For the universe.
Okay.
She gives, at least in the photos, she gives that back in the day traditional looking women in England, if you guys remember how they used to dress.
All right.
Oh,
It looks good. Nothing crazy.
Here's the thing. The first thing that I would guess is that, yes, she's taken pictures down. Again, I would have no evidence to prove that. Can you see my screen? Can you see what I'm looking at? Those are some kneecaps she got on her. Woo, she tatted. I would take this one the hell down.
Yeah, the tattoos.
Yeah. Oh, no. I'd get that tattoo removed, baby. Maybe you can keep the one on the ankle. I would get that one removed. Take that photo down, though. Here's
So-
the thing. If she was up on the show, she'd have the best profile. Let's see what she's doing. Okay.
Oh, she's getting it in.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me just see a little bit more.
Kind of bad girl turned good, in my opinion. Especially with
Veggie
that, with the
life, glory to God.
tattoos.
Okay. She's conducting herself more like a lady over here. It could tell down here she was back in 2020. Yeah, so she's removed photos from 3-4 years ago. Get this one off. I don't like to see almost coochie. I would give her profile a smooth
8.
6.5 out of 10.
I guess I was being generous. I mean, for me, her profile is like an 8. Now, if I, you know, the tattoos gives me, like I said, bad girl turned good.
Maybe trending towards 7 if she was to get rid of some of this stuff. I think that she's got to get that back tattoo. It's a little bit too much for me personally. But I like photos like this. I like when they take classy, feminine. I like that. I like these type of photos right here. It makes me want to show it respect, if that makes any sense. Oh, you're back. Hey.
sorry about that. I had to turn my phone off.
Okay, were you able to see the things that I was saying?
So like, okay, revealing too much and like the back shots. That was definitely.
What age were
I'm
you
not
when you got that back tattoo? 18, 19? It was like 10 years ago.
so young, so young. Like the mindset that I'm in now, I would have definitely never got tattoos for sure. I would have kept the in the box, listened more for sure. I
Kept
feel
the
like I
kept the what in the box? The
do you
coochie?
know what yeah, yeah, yeah.
You would have kept the innards
For
within.
my husband because it definitely does.
I mean, personally, I don't like extravagant, big, so many tattoos on a lady. Some guys like it. So for me, it has to be like one, two, like tiny ones, tiny, tiny ones. But when they are so big, especially like some ladies have one in the chest, now she has the big one in the back. That tells me she likes pain because that's too much pain to withstand. So for me, it's not a thing. So I mean, he's good in giving her good advice. Now, will she remove the tattoo? Maybe not because it's in the back. So
Does something to you when you spread yourself thin like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's like I can be very realistic because I went through certain things.
Are you a born again celibate?
ooh.
Absolutely not. That's not realistic.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's the thing these days in the dating world, man. Um, some girls want to be celibate because they claim they had their whole phase, and now they want to wait till marriage. And the guys are like, okay, should my should I be celibate with my finances? In other words, since you're being celibate till marriage, can I also, we pay for when we go out on dates, since we're not being intimate. um I pay my share, you pay your share, then when we get married I can start to pay. So that's the sometimes the argument men come back with. All right, it's like, you want to wait till marriage, cool, let me also wait till marriage to pay for dates and this and that, and most times the women say no.
Okay.
I've
Uh,
heard people say born again like virgin or something. That's not that's
it's not a
delusion.
real. Yeah, it's delusion.
And I'm like, where y'all getting this mindset? Nobody's holding you guys accountable. Like you were a whore. It's okay. Be better. It's
Yo, I don't know where this woman got the balls from to speak like this. I don't know what made her think she can talk like this, but I can guarantee you they're gonna call her pick me. They're gonna call her all sorts of names. Women are definitely going to attack her because holding women accountable, man, that's tough.
it's very simple. And I talk to my girlfriends about stuff like this, and they're
Yeah.
like, "You're so crazy. Like, what is
Oh, so
wrong?"
your homegirls are not on that type of timing.
No,
Are
and
they
it's like,
still thotting and bopping?
Probably.
You
Yeah,
got to get new
yeah,
friends, baby.
yeah. You see how she hesitated to answer? Definitely her friends are still kind of doing that, which makes me think either her circle of friends has gone down because she's holding them accountable. So they're like, you know what? You're always gonna tell us to not be bad girls, so leave us alone.
Baby girl. Here's the thing. Here's what I noticed. I think that, you're a woman in the West that's trying to remove the modern dayism, and I think that you're doing a sufficiently good job at it. I'm happy that you've cleaned up components of your Instagram, but I can tell that this is probably maybe 5 to 6 years old. I could tell that, especially if you talk about that you are a fan of Kevin, you're an MTR. I want you to the MTRs in training. I support you guys, and that's why I think that like you should continue to come into the Discord server to talk to other MTRs as well as other MTRs in training. I would say take off the photos that um, show party girl. I would say remove those. It looks like there was something like that back in 2020. I love the first three photos of you in the white outfit, the clean
Yeah,
outfit.
classy. She
I
looked
think
classy.
absolutely lean into that from an image perspective. Um, and yeah, I think you look. I gave your profile like between a 6.5 on the way to a 6 point on the way to a 7. But I would say that of all the profiles up on that show today, you would have been the best profile.
Okay, well, thank you.
Abs-
Yeah, man, he gave some good feedback. For me, I gave her profile an 8 because I think especially the first photos. I'm a sucker for a lady in a dress anyway, so for me, the first photos blow me away. Like they gave me that classy England back in the day vibes, lady like, you know. But also, I think the fact that he said that he talked about the fact that she should join his group where other ladies talk amongst each other, which leads me to the point of I understand, guys, some of you guys in the comments, you like to hold women accountable for this and that, but I honestly believe, the way dating and relationships are going forward, women are the best to hold other women accountable. Men like MTR can hold us as guys accountable for our mess up, our fuck ups and shit like that. But I think women are best in the position to hold other women accountable because now it's like your own sister is telling you about yourself, what you're doing wrong. Like she said, lose weight, stuff like that. And if she's living the lifestyle as well, her friends can look it up to her and be like, okay, I understand where she's coming from.
Absolutely. All right, you got anything else for me or any other questions to ask?
Are you single?
Oh.
Was you have children?
What?
Where are you at
What?
on like in the universe? Where
Are you trying to get active?
I was just asking. I'm just curious to know.
She
Baby
wants my
girl,
boy.
I didn't know this was a solicitation.
No,
Hold on. Baby girl, listen, I am the content creator, all right? And we have to maintain the content creator relationship.
Nah, bro. I mean, guys, let's be honest. We all love a woman who you can tell she's kind of shooting her shot, but she's not like direct. She's using all these. Guys, we can all agree every man loves a woman who can shoot her shot in a tricky way. She's not like being really direct, like I like you or something. But if a woman is asking, are you single? I do you that? As a man, you can pick up on that and be like, okay, maybe this is what it is. Which he did. He's like, are you trying to get active? That's his phrase, right? So, I mean, she looks good. So, MTR, what's up, man? She's a traditional woman. I'm home. I think you want a traditional woman. So, what's up? Let's get active.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying?
understood.
She seems
I
disappointed.
gotta maintain a degree of professionalism. You understand me? I take my role extremely seriously up here. All right. I don't want young ladies thinking that they can come up here and just shot after shot. So let me clip that right now. But at the same junction, I appreciate you asking me that. Okay. Nevertheless, though, I think you should still hit me up. Let's get you in the server as well. I want to get you speaking with all of the other young ladies down up in there as well. Okay.
Yes, thank you for that. Okay, I'll look into that right now. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Christina, thank you so much for calling in, baby girl. I appreciate that.
Bye.
All right. Take care.
All right, man. Shout out to MTR. Obviously, guys, I can't finish the whole video. I'll be putting down the link down below to MTR's channel. Shout out to MTR, man. He inspires me with his content, and one of the reasons I got into reacting to videos too. So, bros, guys, next video I'm gonna be doing, is this lady, shout out to Lapif again, guys. Go to Lapif and check them out. But this lady says she's from Lebanon, so she's foreign, from the Middle East. She says that men have to lie to women because they can't handle the truth. And we just seen from that video, like a woman is trying to hold other women accountable. When they don't like the truth, they call her pick me and all those kind of names, insults and stuff like that. But in this video, we're gonna see if she's right. Shout out to Lapif again. Let's go.
Let's talk about how no one tells these women the truth, because men very early on, it doesn't take long for them to figure this out, but they realize the truth does not get them laid. The truth does not get them laid. Like almost every guy does this at some point in his life, especially because he thinks it's going to differentiate himself from all the other guys out there. I'm not like the other guys. I'm just gonna tell you how it is. If women can do this experiment, it'd be very easy. They can do it for free. They can make like a fake profile on a dating app with some pictures of a guy, even like attractive men, and just change what they're looking for to casual relationships and see how many matches they get and what kind of responses they get versus if they say that they're looking for a long-term relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I think that probably 90%, more than 90% of men on dating apps are looking for long-term relationships, which is fascinating. Do I think that 90% of the male population at any one time is looking for a long-term relationship? Fuck no. But they learn that if they say that they're just looking to have casual, consensual relationship with another woman who's attracted to them, they don't get any responses.
That's true. And the reason I'm saying it's true, because men, the whole nice guys finish last. I think that's where most guys learn, because it's like, whether it's high school, um, you know, college, as guys, as men are growing, they realize that Susan, I wrote her all these love letters and notes and professed my love, but she put me down, and then she went with the bad boy who doesn't want a relationship, who's playing around, who's always getting in trouble. So as so many of these occasions happen to a man's life, who is like a lover boy, a romantic guy, brings flowers, but he's always being rejected. So most guys realize, oh, so you're saying that when I'm nice, even women say this sometimes. You've seen on so many of these podcasts, women literally say they don't like a man who pursues them. They like the guy who's not giving them attention. So it's like men get to learn that, nice guys maybe really finish last, which they do. We have all seen so many times, and women have agreed to that. So this causes men to have to lie. Some guys don't want to be liars. Some guys actually want long-term relationships, but they have to lie at some point, whether in a way that if he does it. Now, one thing you can't lie about, unless you're a very successful, rich, tall, handsome guy, now you can really say that you just want a hookup. But even when you don't want a hookup, you have to lie and pretend that you want a long-term relationship. So a woman who wants a hookup will hook up with a man who claims he wants a long-term relationship, but she will not hook up with a man who claims he also wants a hookup. That's what he was saying. But I was giving you an example of where women rather be lied to by the bad boy than accept the truth from the good guy, the nice guy.
And women train them that way. Like if the truth got men laid, the world would look so much better than it currently does. Like, can you imagine? Like, women actually do have the power to remake the world.
Facts.
Indirectly, by choosing which men to reward with sex and relationships and under what circumstances. And let me tell you, if a woman got better at sussing out the truth from lies, which they're not very good at, because most people aren't very good at that, and just did not have sex with men who lied to them, man, we'd have a much more honest population, like, very quickly.
Actually, I will take it a step further. Like I just said, if women only were intimate with the nice guys, then the bad boys, the gangsters, the hood guys, the guys who are in jail, the guys with the guns and sell drug dealers wouldn't have any women. And they wouldn't have the most babies if women only dealt with the romantic boys, the lover boys, the nice guys.
But one, women have a hard time differentiating the truth from lies. And two, they often care about other things more. They do.
Emotions, right?
It's like, where would women hang out if they truly valued honesty above all things? Like,
church.
I don't know. Charities? I don't know. Where do honest men hang out?
Church.
There's not that many. Where do they congregate?
Where do they congregate? That's a
Right?
good question.
Maybe like philosophical clubs or churches.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of dishonest people in both of those, but like probably better than dive bars or nightclubs, right?
Well, see, I blame the dads.
Well, that's what I talk about in the end of that episode, is that there are exceptions. Not all beautiful women are nuts, but those women tend to have very strong male figures in their life. Fathers and brothers who were able to tell the woman the truth and bear her hatred, bear her insults and her criticism and her emotional outbursts because it was the kind of like the right thing to do, not just from the perspective of some vague virtue, but for her, it's the best thing to do because now she can become like a full emotional adult.
Those are rare.
It's rare for men and women. It's true. It's like chronological age has absolutely nothing to do with emotional or psychological age. And most of the people who are walking around, despite what their driver's license says, are probably between 8 and 12 years old.
Wow.
But if you accept that that might be true, the rest of society starts to make a lot of sense. You certainly can't begin with the assumption that people are just virtuous and mature. Why would the world look the way that it does? If you go the other way around, a lot of things make sense. Now, I do think that there's reason to be hopeful. I do think that the state of humanity is probably trending in a positive direction.
You think so?
I do.
I mean, I would even take it a little bit step further. Well, just to expand a little bit, because the lack of fathers, social media, it hasn't helped both men and women. Because if as a man, as a boy, young boy, you've never known male authority at home, so your father never even, put you in your place at any one point, these transfers to schools where kids speak to teachers like crazy, and then that transfers to society, and then that transfers to relationships. Both men and women suffer from this. So I definitely agree with him that women who have brothers and fathers usually understand men better than women who don't or who didn't, and vice versa. If a man didn't have any sisters, he sometimes may not know how to deal with women.
Please let me go first.
All right,
I usually never ask first.
It's our men
Please.
telling women the truth. Go ahead, Amir.
Thank you. The reason I want to go first is because we talked about this yesterday. Remember, we were talking about being nice, and it ties right into it. This whole niceness and women liking lies over truth, and this has to go into it. He said that men don't like women, or they feel like they can't be honest to women, and it makes them kind of not like them. This is the reason why. I believe that that's part of the reason why a lot of men don't like a lot of women, but they have to lie to them because women can't handle the truth. Because once you say the truth, you're being harsh, you're being rude, you're being mean, you're a misogynist, you're a Trump supporter.
Yeah,
I've heard that one. Sorry. After that, that's the reason why men don't really like women. It's because you can't even talk to them real. You have to lie to them just to get them to like you, and then it is. Yeah. And the other thing is that when he said that most people are between the ages of 8 and 12, I think that's wrong. I believe that women stop maturing at around 15, 16. I think that women's brains stop we don't really get out of that princess mode for a very, very long time. And I think
that's because they get so much attention from as soon as, in their teenage years. They have high schoolers, they have even older guys hitting on them, so they get so much attention. Sometimes it's overwhelming. But a boy who's in his teenage years doesn't really, unless he's good looking and tall, is an athlete in high school or college, basketball or football, he doesn't really get that kind of attention until when he's really grown and maybe he learns how to dress well, make some money, so he gets that female attention way later in life. So the two kind of have cons and pros for both men and women.
think that women's brains suddenly pick up again at around age 35, 40. That's when women start to actually click and get logic. That's how I think. You may not agree, but I believe that women's brains stop for all through their 20s, partially through their 30s, and it starts to kick in again in the 40s where they start getting more logical. And that's when men actually start liking them, because you can actually tell the truth to them at 40. But then again, at 40, they're not as cute anymore. They're not as attractive. So that's the problem. That's the
Damn.
dilemma that men face, I believe. So
Damn.
yeah. Oh, one last thing. That background that he was in, do you guys see that background? That's the same background that we use in courts to interrogate people for like murder and fraud. That same background. We use that.
Was that the soft white underbelly?
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
that's
Yeah,
it,
it
that's it.
was.
Yeah, that's his background. I got you. Okay.
And we use that for depositions and interrogations for like murders and like. But anyway, go ahead, Ash.
She was spitting. Now I know the women are gonna fight back because she's saying, by the time women start to use logic, they're older and men don't want them. But I disagree that she said men don't like women because of their emotions and, pretty much that they don't know what they want throughout their 20s. I say men like women, they just do not understand them during that phase of their life. Now, later on, they pick up, for example, that, women don't like nice guys. Once men pick up on that and understand what's going on, and then also women finally understand what's going on with men, then the two can choose where they want to go with each other.
He was spot on with everything he said. I feel like men do tell the truth, but they tell the truth in the way that they treat you, right? So, because women, we are more emotionally wired. Women will cling on to what a man says, right? And they'll hear a man say, "Hey, yeah, I like you, you're beautiful, but I'm not ready for a relationship." And she'll completely cut out the fact that he says, "I'm not ready for a relationship," right? And just cling on to the fact that she said, "I like you and I'm beautiful." So men tell you how they feel about you and what they're ready for. A lot of times we just don't listen to understand them or even watch their actions to say, to put two and two together. And
I agree with that, what she just said. I think, in my point of view, women pick out what they would love to. You see how women say, "I want a man to buy me flowers. I want him to call me, text me, do this and do and that." Because they usually don't say what they give in return to the man. So men are like, "You know what? All you talk about is what you want me to do for you. All right, sure. But I know if I don't do it, then you say I don't like you or you won't like me back." So men just go with the flow. In other words, women literally control the whole ship until at a certain point, for example, high status men who have money, tall, the ones who won the genetic lottery, those guys can do whatever they want. But for the average guy, you literally have to go with whatever the woman wants. So even sometimes men may say those things, but they don't even mean it. So he may say he likes the woman, he's not ready for it. Whatever he says, he knows he has to say the right thing so that she doesn't get offended or doesn't, leave him alone. Anyway, shout out to Lapif. Next video I'm gonna be going through is from Kendra G. All right, shout out to Kendra G. This woman, single mom to 5, wants a man on her level. It was crazy, but you guys know that these days Kendra is checking women who come try to attack her. She used to be, in the beginning, she used to go so easy on them, but now she's not letting them get away with stuff like that. If they fire at her, try to come for her, she fires back. Let's get into it.
14, 12. What is it again?
14, 12, and 8.
14, 12, and 8. Okay. Oh, 24 too?
Yes.
So 24, 21, 14, 12, and 8.
Yep.
All by the same man?
No.
How many men?
So my oldest two are from my ex-husband, and then I had a crazy situation, and I had 2 more, then 1 more.
How many
So,
men, baby girl, do you have kids by?
3.
3. And you was married once?
Yes.
Okay.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a software engineer for a telehealth company, and I also DJ full time, and I'm also now a pastor.
So, 5 kids by 3 men. She's a software engineer. She's a DJ full time and a pastor. This is crazy. Like, I've never heard of such a combination. How can she be a software engineer but also a DJ full time? If she's a DJ full time, makes me think she's out all nights, because that's being full time. She's out in the clubs, whatever, playing all nights, right? But she's a pastor at the same time. So when does she go to be a pastor? This doesn't make any sense. This is crazy. I'm flabbergasted right now. What do you guys think? Comment down below. This is crazy.
Ooh. So you a software engineer, a DJ, and a pastor?
Yes.
How long you been a pastor for?
For the past about this past summer was really crazy. I got baptized twice, and then
Girl, hold on. You don't answer no question I ask you directly.
not
How long you been a pastor for?
since June. It's been since June, so 6-7 months.
Okay. All right. So, and what's your zodiac sign, Renee?
Scorpio.
Scorpio. All right, let's do it. We got Renee, 39, Scorpio, Maryland, Monta 5, by 3 men, was married once. She's a software engineer, a DJ, and a pastor. Are you a guy?
How does she do? How are you a mom to 5, a pastor, a DJ full time, and a software engineer? Like, come on, man. Like, do we look? I mean, what the fuck is going on in these dating streets? Like, what the actual fuck is going on in these dating streets? How are you able to do all this? How are you supposed to be a mom and do all these things? This is crazy.
And an author. Just actually put a book out. It's on kdp.com.
Okay.
It's called.
You got an author. Are you a gospel DJ?
Yes.
Okay.
Gospel Go-Go. I have some songs out that I wrote, and I'm about to start touring. I have the book signing coming up.
Okay, we're not promoting. We're not going to promote the book again.
No. I'm just saying it's coming out. It's not out yet, but it's out. It's coming out.
Okay, Renee, what kind of man are you looking for, honey?
I want somebody that's on my same level that can appreciate a good woman that works hard and makes their own way. I've been doing it since I was 14 years old, and I don't appreciate slackers because that's what they like to do, to leech. And I just got out of a situationship where, he thought he was going to try that, but he did it because he knew better, but it just wasn't working out apparently. So I just had to move right along.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
My oldest 2 are grown, so I have help. Thank you.
What happened? What's going on?
No, the comment. Somebody said you have 5 kids. I have 2 that are grown and they help. One is in the Air Force that makes sense, and he's married and makes over $100,000 a year.
But that's his money. That's not your money, mama. That's your child's money. So why are you talking about how much money he makes? No, unless he's a son husband that, you're always telling him to send money to you because you're his mom. That's one thing.
And the other one, the 21-year-old, has his own HVAC company. So they have very good, I make good children. Thank you.
She just makes good children. Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Deal breakers are bad attitude, people that have unhealed trauma that don't understand what it is to do your own self-work and just, appreciate somebody that does know their self-work. If you can't understand how people really function, or you don't know how to, if you can't love yourself, then you can't love me, and I can't, that's a deal breaker for me.
Okay. Should he, hello?
I'm here. Sorry.
Should he look a certain way?
I'm not too picky about, how you look, as long as you, are well kept and you're attractive to me. I do have my preferences, but I'm not racist. So if that means anything. My ex-husband was, he looked like he was very dark skinned, and my ex, the other one I have, is really light fair skin. So yeah, okay. I'm not biased. I'm not, my parents.
So you're not biased and you're not racist?
Nope. My mom, blonde hair and blue eyes, and my daddy is African American Indian.
Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Like I said, it doesn't matter, but as long long as you're on the same level as I am, as
What's
far as
that level?
work life.
What is that level? That level usually has a number of how much you make. You said you're a pastor, you're a DJ, software engineer, so that means you make a certain amount of money. So give us that level. Because, I mean, he's going to have to make some money. You have 2 grown kids, but you still have 3 young ones. So if he's going to take care of you and the other 3, we need to know the number.
Um,
And what level is that,
I
honey?
like to travel. I make over. I say. I don't want to say them on here because I'm going through a custody battle right now.
Oh, my
And I
God.
make a decent amount of money. I'm doing pretty well,
So you want a man that makes what you make?
or more, preferably more, because I would prefer a man that will take care of me. Yes,
You want a
but
man
I
that's
don't.
gonna...
I don't need somebody to take care of me, but it would be nice, for once.
Okay.
So you make good money. You're going through a custody issue, so you don't want to say how much you want because you probably want the guy to pay you child support. Even if you make good money, you take good care of yourself. But in the same breath, you're saying you want a man to take care of you. That would be nice. Just say you want a man to take care of you and your 3 kids. That's the part you're leaving out, because now the guy will come into a situation which he's not aware of. I mean, good thing I'm reviewing it, but it's like, just say it's not. Just say you want a provider for you and your 3 kids. But you're going, so which guy is going to come into this situation when you're going through a custody battle with your ex? This is crazy. You're dating in 2025 and beyond is bananas. Seriously.
Would you date a man that doesn't make more than you?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I've done that plenty of
Okay.
times.
Okay, let's do the Kendra Cam.
All right, so now I gotta. Well, I'm in the car. I can't really get up.
Well, girlfriend, you called me and you said you've been watching the show, and you know I'm gonna ask, why you call me like I be bothering y'all? Y'all call me knowing every question I'm gonna ask y'all to do, and then y'all be like, well, I'm in the car.
Every time I try calling you from home, you never answer.
What? Girlfriend, you knew you was gonna be here and you've been waiting.
It's
we
dark.
gotta
We
get in
can't
front
see
of the
nothing.
headlights. We gotta do the Kendra Cam, honey child. You 39 years old. You already knew what you was doing when you called me. I do not understand this part ever. Y'all volunteered literally to call me and then get mad at me.
Can you see me?
We gotta see your legs, honey. Okay, here we go. We can see you.
I'm not that slim built, and I'm not. I work out every day.
What you say, baby girl?
I said I'm not fat. I'm slim built, and I work out every day.
Okay. Okay.
You don't look like you work
Okay.
out, but okay.
When was your last relationship, Renee?
Like a real relationship or a fake relationship?
What you consider your last relationship?
We actually broke up maybe a few days ago.
A few
So
days.
you were in a committed relationship, and when did that, honey, Renee? So
She's not taking this seriously. So for you guys who are probably going to be in her DMs, this should be like a red flag, honestly. Because how are you calling a public platform to find a man and you're not taking this seriously? And you just broke up a couple days ago. You're going through a child custody battle with your ex. And yeah, you're a pastor, but you're a DJ, but you're an engineer. Like, this is crazy. But some guys, unfortunately, are attracted to this kind of disorderly kind of life. Toxic, if you want to call it, all over the place. Some guys are attracted to this. Some guys thrive in this, actually.
Was it 2 days ago you broke up with somebody? You giving me the hardest time with a direct answer.
Mm-hmm.
When did your last relationship end?
The last it was over almost a year ago.
So what'd you say a few days ago? How we go from a few days to a year?
This is crazy.
I was talking to somebody, but it wasn't what I consider a relationship.
Okay, so a year ago. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
A couple of days ago.
It's been a long time.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
Probably getting
Being all over the place, for starters.
out more in public. I'm a body, mostly staying and I don't know, voicing, just talking to people. Talk to people. I have a problem with doing that. Like I've always.
Aren't you a pastor? I would think a pastor talks to people all the time.
I mean, when I'm in church, it's totally different. I know what topic I'm talking about.
I'm gonna be honest. If this was my pastor, I would change churches. I'm not gonna lie. How can you be this unserious about finding a man? But I bet you when you go to church, you're praying to God to send you a man, and you're this unserious. Why would God send His good man to your life for you to mess him up? Seriously.
I'm not talking about the Lord right now. That's very passionate about. If you read the book, you'll understand. It's like an alter ego situation where I can bring myself out a lot better, talk to people better. When I'm in my.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, Renee, baby girl. Why would a man be lucky to be with you?
Because she has so much
Because,
craziness.
I have a very good, personality. I like to have fun. I'm only, I don't know. I'm looking for somebody that wants to do the right thing in life, live their life the right way, like myself.
No, so the question is not what you're looking for, but why would he be lucky to be with you?
Be lucky because, well, look, I'm a great cook. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my kids were. Yeah. If you're looking at the book or somebody says something comes. But yeah, I feel like I would, be a great asset to
kids. They're telling me your kids were kidnapped.
My younger two, their father kidnapped them from visitation and never brought them back.
How did he kidnap his own kids? That doesn't make sense.
Oh, they're telling me that you have a GoFundMe on your page.
Yeah.
So you want to date during this time?
So I've been going through this for the past 3.5 years, and I've had 2 sorry attorneys that helped. And
so your 12-year-old and your 8-year-old are not in your custody?
No, the 12 and 14-year-old.
The 12, so you haven't seen them in 3 years?
No.
Oh wow.
Still fighting.
Okay.
I'm still fighting to get them back.
You just said that you make a good amount of money, so
exactly.
why would you need a GoFundMe?
That's what I'm saying. I've spent over $150,000 in attorney's fees.
Okay.
Yeah. I still have to take care of my parents. I still have to take care of and maintain a home for my other children and things like that. So it's not like.
No, you said your other children, 2 of them are grown, 2 of them kidnapped. So that means you only have 1, but you make good money. But now you have a GoFundMe. Like I said, no matter what I say, there are men out there who thrive in this kind of, whatever she has going on, So some guys like this kind of disorderly kind of craziness person, relationship. So, but I mean, as long as you guys, when you meet her, you don't come back and complain, oh, she did this or this and this, because she's going through so much. So it's on you if you think she's your type, because all I see are red flags.
I'm not broke. I have money. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot to it. Nobody knows what you're going through unless they go through it themselves. So.
Okay, so this is a different component. The cousins, they gonna find out everything, child. I would have never knew this unless the comment section went to go find out. So,
no, everybody deserves love. If you think that just because I'm going through all this stuff, I haven't let it not once bog me down to the point where I can't focus on what I need to do. The system is what it is, and that's the problem with the things that are going on today. Is that they, the system is manipulative and is using people as, today is modern day slavery. Nobody's getting that. Everybody, like you said, want to get off the app and go pray, that's fine. Go do that.
I guess my question is this. So you don't he doesn't have any family members? Like your kids are, I just feel like, have you hired a private investigator?
Yes.
And so your kids, you have absolutely no idea where they are in this world.
They're with their dad, I'm sure.
I know that, but what I'm saying, you don't know his mama, his sister, his cousin, his brother. He don't got no IG page. It's just, I'm just trying to understand, because I'm not saying it's impossible, but I would think with all the.
Now she should become like me. Mama, you need to go bald just like me. because we kind of have the same hairline, which means no hairline at all. She should be like me. Just go bald because your hair, I don't know, man. But
Technology we have today, you could at least know the city or state. So you have no idea what city or state they're in?
Oh, they're here. They're in Maryland. Yeah, I know
Also,
where
you
they
know
are.
where they are.
Yeah.
So,
I know where.
so they're not kidnapped.
so why can't you pull up?
So, okay, the story, what happened with all that is that he pretty much lied and got a false protective order. When
So,
he did that, he
okay, real quick though. So
So
it's
she
not
crazy.
fair to say kidnap then, because when you hold on, just real quick, when you say kidnap, we're thinking kidnap, gone. You don't know where they are. You can't. So that's not true. You know where your children are.
Yeah.
well, illegally he did kidnap them because he never signed their birth certificates. And I have been directed that I need to go file charges, but every time I do anything, nothing ever happens because his dad is an ex-cop. So he has everybody in the county on his side, even people that are in Department of Social Service. It's a lot to it.
But wait a minute. So are you saying you do know where your children are in this world?
Yes.
And
Well,
you and legally
I've called like I don't know how many times to do welfare checks on them. They won't.
no,
even-
but outside of that, because you just said that they're telling you to press charges. You didn't press charges?
No.
Why not?
Like I said, every time I do anything, he gets it reversed or removed, and it comes back on me.
You know what this tells me? This tells me there's more to the story than what she's saying. She's only telling her side of the story. We would need to listen to the father's side of the story on why, because it's very rare for any courts of law, family court, to just let the man take the kids and keep the mom away. Usually moms get full custody, or at least 50-50 at worst. It's usually the men, the fathers, who are given visitations and they still have to pay child support. But if the courts of law let the man take the kids away from her, something tells me she either cray, delulu, something. But we need to hear the father's side of the story. But that lets me know that I'm not going to go through the whole half-hour video. I'll link down below Kendra's Jewish show channel. You guys should go and watch all this craziness. And for you guys who are really interested, maybe this is your future wife. If you don't see any red flags, then I guess that's your future wife, as long as you don't come back to complain to us. All right. So I'm gonna do one more video. What's the video? This one. Shout out to Dairy, to the Dairy Wrap Up crew. This is the video where, you know, as you guys know, so many times as men, the ladies don't like when men have high standards for themselves.
So, let me get to this next
we're
topic.
gonna go through
we was
these.
on that one for a minute, like, but it was a, it was,
Alright.
I think it was a good conversation. Like, you have
Women don't like when men have high standards. So in this video, shout out to the Daily Wrap Up crew, link down below. The ladies are saying men, the only reason men have high standards is because of Kevin Samuels, which it's kind of true, but I think it's because men have always had high standards, at least some men, but they were scared of speaking up. Then Kevin Samuels came on the scene and gave them a voice. Let's go.
So, let me get to this next topic, right? Cause we was on that one for a minute, like, but I think it was a good conversation. Like, you had I know you wanted to talk about, you talking about men's standards, right? And you said that men didn't have standards, or do men have standards outside of the ones that Kevin Samuels set? Can you elaborate on that one?
That's the next subject. No, because I just want to like be for real. Anytime you ask a man now, or any podcast a man has, and they say the requirements, they're literally listing the same ones that Kevin Samuels had, and it's just like, all right, like, yeah, rest in peace to that guy, but like for real, there's no other requirements that you guys. What do you guys say? Fit, feminine, cooperative.
Fit, feminine, and friendly. Like, yeah, that's what
I'm telling you, before he said it.
But that's because men are simple, right? So most guys are going to have all kind of the similar standards or requirements. You know, that's because men are simple. Can you cook? Good. No arguments, no nagging, you're peaceful. Good. You in shape. Good. literally kind of that's it for most men. Now, man to man, they may have different things maybe for their personalities, but on average, most guys have simple requirements. It's like women expect men to also have like a high, long list of all these weird standards. So the reason they are the same is because men are simple creatures.
That's what men always wanted. He just
Yeah,
had a
that's a
loud
fact.
voice.
Yeah.
He coined the phrase, but he
Yeah.
didn't make it up.
I've heard men say like like
But you
different
know what it is?
requirements other than Kevin Samuels. That's
Uh-huh.
not piggybacking off of Kevin Samuels.
Mm.
Then it's like now when I listen to podcasts or like when you ask like men that you know is like I'm gonna say the man is fair. I feel like Kevin Samuels just set like that standard for them, and that's just where they stuck at. When it's like really, and then it's like they get those things, and the women is still not satisfying them because I just feel like it's not what you want. I just feel like you're saying that because it was handed to you in a handbook. You get me?
I think that's
You know what I'm saying?
you know how women got their non-compromisable. That's what we not willing to compromise on. Like you trying to we want a woman that's feminine. We would prefer a woman that's fit. Know what I mean, friendly is
What's
not.
fit to y'all?
I mean, everybody got
Not
different.
obese.
Yeah,
Not obese.
Yeah.
Everybody
Not
got
obese,
different
that's
types. Though,
all.
I mean,
Yeah.
BMI of 25 or below.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are obese married women.
That's what I'm
See,
saying.
and-
Everybody got
That's
different.
what I'm trying to do.
There are obese married women, but very few times do they start the relationship off being obese. That's number one, in my opinion. Number two, sometimes that that lets you know that guys are really very easy to please. Sure, she may be overweight, but maybe she doesn't nag him. She's easy to work with. She actually appreciates his hard work. A man will choose an overweight woman who gives him peace over a woman who's in great shape, beautiful, but is always nagging him, creating arguments. That is the facts.
But again,
How many?
I think when Kevin Samuels when he says feminine, fit, and friendly, right? He's talking about what men genuinely want across all ethnic groups, right?
Yeah.
Not just black men. This is making yourself more available to all ethnic groups. That's just the borderline right there. You get what I'm saying? So unfortunately, when we say those things, then we have women on the other end. Well, what about Lizzo? Like y'all always want to make the exception to the rule. And like genuinely men don't like big women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all keep saying y'all thick and like, the average weight for a black woman is like what, 175, 180? That's crazy. Like that's what men weigh. Like you get what I'm saying? And not even men reaching out those. You get what I'm saying? So as and we could talk about obesity just amongst black women. Like, you know what I mean? They lead the league in obesity. Like, you know what I mean? That contributes to heart disease, cardiovascular disease, a lot of health issues. And in our society, we keep trying to not hold those women accountable and keep saying, well, she loves she loves herself and stuff like that. But these are real health issues that really affect, and that's killing black women. That's really a thing. So to go back to your thing, I get what you're saying because it sounds like everybody just piggybacking off of what Kevin Samuels said. But the thing about Kevin Samuels and about these podcasts is that men are finally in positions to have these conversations
They have a
about
voice.
what it is that they require in a woman. Like before we probably did accept the bare minimum. She just probably had to have a fat ass, nice titties, whatever the case is. And now men are realizing their value, I think, and now we're saying, hey, you know what, this is what we require in women. And women are like, damn, y'all ain't never had standards before. Like, where the fuck all these standards came from now? Like, you get what I'm saying?
So
it's
happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, like, so
I feel like
And women don't like men who have standards. Like a woman, how I give the example that a man would rather take an overweight woman who gives him peace and doesn't nag him over a fit woman who's always creating arguments. Some women would rather a guy who has no standards so she can walk all over him because he won't hold her accountable over a good guy, but he has standards and will hold her accountable because she will not be able to walk all over him.
It doesn't really surprise me that is what men want. I feel like across the board, men are simple. You guys are simple creatures.
Exactly.
Simple beings. So it's
What I
not.
said.
And y'all also are more so logical. So it's not really a surprise that across the board, these are the, let's say, 3 to 4 main things that you look for, because it's gonna be just just that.
So my only thing is, like I meet a lot of guys that you want your woman to know how to make like collard greens and baked macaroni and cheese and all this other stuff. and then you want her to be well versed in that, and then fit at the same time.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I could do both.
I guess it's
I'm not talking about being able to cook. I'm not talking about being able to cook because, like I said, I could do both. Personally, I eat healthy. I eat healthily, and I know how to make macaroni and cheese, collard greens, fried chicken, and all of that. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about culture. So a lot of women who are
eating that, I get what
grew
you're
up
saying.
eating that, well versed in those things, they don't have healthy lifestyles. So it's like,
I don't know,
That-
because
that's
we're
a- that's a
Jamaican and
choice.
we eat like a lot, but we're like we call it big bone. Like I get what you're trying to say.
That it's ultimately still a choice.
Yeah.
It is.
You can make that food and you can make a portion. Now,
Yeah.
when you
It's
go
still a
on there for
choice.
second and thirds, that's when you pass the calorie deficit.
Mhm.
All right, so like we just sit here and make excuses like, damn, that shit was just so good, I just got fat off. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you make excuses.
No, I understand what
I
you're
eat
saying.
seconds and thirds.
I mean,
You know,
you go to the gym, man.
Yeah, this is what I would say. Now, the one thing that I noticed from like the last couple of comments is that, you said you can do both, right? And it's not a problem for you, but you argued that point. Earlier, you said that people are complaining about being, you want somebody who's fit and friendly. Now, which one of those aren't you?
Yeah. Good question.
But
Friendly.
you're not friendly. Okay, because
So you're mid?
I'm friendly. I'm friendly.
Well, okay, good. The reason why I said it is because women often argue points that don't
nothing to
even
do with
apply to
it.
them. Do it like y'all arguing points that y'all don't do anything. So you realize what it is you're supposed to be doing, and you are doing it. You're adhering to it, but you're arguing
you
a
still
point for
argue,
what?
yeah.
What are y'all arguing about it for?
Actually, for me, the way I even look at this is like women have standards for men, very high standards, long list, and men have standards or requirements for women. If we're going to be honest, it's not as long compared to women. But I think the difference is some of the things women require of men, we can't change. Like I'm 5'8", I'm always going to be 5'8", and the older I get, I'm probably going to become 5'6" at some point. Because as you get older, you get a little bit shorter, right? I can't control my height. You know what I mean? That's one thing women ask of men that we can't change. I'm bald. I cannot control that. You know what I mean? But even the things that we can change as men, they are harder. For example, making money, protecting. So if someone attacks her, I have to protect her. I may lose my life. It's way harder than her cooking or even maybe going to the gym. It's way easier. So for me, it just sounds like the few standards men have for women, women want to, if let's say men have a list of 6, women want to be able to give 2 and men should accept that. But women have a list of 15, and if men cannot, but women need you to meet 16. See what I did there? Have a list of 15, but they expect you to meet 16. So I think that's the difference, and that's where the disconnect is.
And y'all know that's what y'all supposed to do, and
great
you're
point.
doing it.
No. It's
No,
not.
but what I've experienced is
For the ladies,
I won't like come out and say I know how to make collard greens and ribs. I don't even eat ribs, but macaroni, cheese, and all this other stuff. But if you see me cooking and you ask me what I'm cooking, and I'm like, yeah, I just made some grilled salmon and some steamed broccoli, and then, looking like, well, she doesn't eat the way.
I mean, a real man gonna be happy whatever his
That
lady
sounds
makes.
good.
You know what I'm saying?
But you throw some garlic powder in the broccoli.
I hear y'all saying this girl power stuff. I think women need to hold more women accountable. I think
Facts.
you should sit here and say, yo, I agree why men are more attracted to slim and fit and women that can cook.
It's
men
hard
are
holding
simple
women accountable.
creatures, and-
Because they want to fight.
Huh?
The girlies be wanting to fight when you hold them
Then-
accountable.
well,
look,
look,
it is
you
what
know
it
what's
is.
not making it any better? You defending their stupidity.
So you say
Yeah,
you
facts.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I
shit.
never said that.
Facts. And that happens more often. Women will agree with other women's bad choices more than hold them accountable. For example, as guys, if you're in a group of friends, guys, you will joke on each other, hold yourselves accountable. Hey, bro, you can't do this. Oh, hey, bro, you can't do that. And you will still be friends. But for women, usually, if one holds the other accountable, they start hating on each other. The friendship breaks up. like little fights. They just, so I understand where she's coming from. If a woman tries to hold another woman accountable, if it's not insults, if it's not a fight, they're just going to break up the friendship. So I kind of see where she's coming from, that women, it's very hard to hold other women accountable by other women.
You don't have to defend them, but you don't have to agree with them
Yeah.
at the same time. But by y'all saying what y'all saying, this argument or the debate part of supporting women that feel that way, that's not even here, is a problem, because they like, oh shit, she got my back. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna be big and not cooking and da da da, because I got girls on a pod. Damn, the Daily Wrap Up crew took them out. Let me be big and not cook.
Tell somebody, like, who am I to like lower somebody's confidence? Like, do
No,
you if you
It's not lowering confidence. If that's your friend, right? You are in shape. You're going to the gym. You see they don't go to the gym. You're not lowering their confidence by saying, "Girl, let's go to the gym." That's not lowering confidence. You're looking out for them. Now, which it sounds to me like you want to have your overweight friend, so that when guys approach you, they approach you because you're in shape, but they don't approach her. It sounds like to me you don't care about your friend.
get a man because of that, then that's on you.
Well, I feel like in general though, like, no, go ahead. Actually, I was machine thought.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Why is that lowering her confidence?
Exactly.
You know what I mean,
you're
making her a
What
better
am I
person
supposed to
by
say?
holding her
Hey,
accountable. The truth. Men want more
True.
from women.
No, what I was gonna say was,
I
I
feel
think
like
for
you should just lose weight.
But how can they do
No,
that? We got a society
Hold on, Nate,
that's
what you have to say?
encouraging women to be bigger and obese. Like, nobody's encouraging women to lose weight. Y'all encourage
You
them
don't
to
need to
make
change for that man.
Yeah, like
He need to change for you.
What's happening is you
Damn.
further.
Facts.
No, but I think for the most part, you should have, out of all the things that you want, you should bring some of those things as well. So, like me, I would want someone that's fit, and I know that I'm fit. I work out,
Mhm.
so I would want that as well.
Okay.
Same way with
Yeah.
money. I know I'm gonna have motion, so you gotta have motion.
Alright.
So it's the same exact thing. I think for the most
Yeah, but the difference, you have emotion or making money, does not, the man doesn't necessarily like that about you. Even then, even if you make the money as a woman, you still expect the man to spend money on you. You're not spending money on him. You still want him to be a provider. So that doesn't mean anything just because you make money, especially if you want a provider.
most part, yeah, I don't agree with just
One-sided.
Well, all I'm gonna say is men gonna hold other men accountable. You know what I mean? If you see
Yeah.
somebody walking down the street, he not doing what he's supposed to do, you go by ass nigga. They gonna hold him accountable.
Yeah, we do it.
And that's why men are trying to improve themselves so they don't have to have them conversations with other men. So women need to do that so women can
Facts.
do
Do
the
you really
same thing.
think men are trying to improve themselves, or do you think men are sitting around complaining?
Complaining?
I think men are really sitting around complaining now.
I think we have a standard that
No, I think men finally have a voice to speak about things they would never be able to speak about. So women call it complaining because it's kind of new. It's like what, last 5-10 years? Women are not used to men speaking about, hey, be in shape. Hey. So obviously Kevin Samuels made it more, popular, but it's like men finally can speak up, and women, because it's kind of so a new concept, like, what? Did he ask me to go to the gym? Did he ask me to cook? So women are like, you're complaining, but it's not really complaining. Just the way women have, like I said, requirements and standards for men. Men also have them. It's just like I said before, because men have requirements, but women only want you to still accept them the way they are. But women have requirements, but they expect you to actually supersede their requirements. Anyway, man, shout out to the Daily Wrap Up crew, link down below. This was a good show. I went through all these videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave down your comments. Support your boy. Road to 5,000 subscribers. Peace.